What a mess, huh? Okay, so today, and hopefully throughout my whole moving process, I'm going to be showing little by little how I'm going to be tackling my problems. Problems as far as my biggest problem is organization. I feel that I am not organized at all in this room, and I do not want to take my mess from this room to the next room. So I decided I don't want to be overwhelmed. So what I'm going to start doing first is dealing with and tackling my biggest problems first. My biggest problem has always been scraps of paper. I organize them by color, I organize them by shape, and they're very nicely organized, but they're still here. And what I decided to do was to find a solution to my problem. So I started searching while I was making my journals. Usually I try to look at other videos, my subscriptions and all that stuff like that, and whoever I'm subscribed to. I like to look through their channels and look and see for inspiration, of course, but my main topic was looking for the perfect solution to all of my scraps. So I finally came across one that, because you have to find one that is going to inspire you to deal with your problem. Like your problem could be lace, your problem could be organizing the thread or beads or whatever it is. So my main concern was the scraps of paper, and I finally did find someone. It was over at Bohemian Crafter. Her name is Eva. She's awesome. She's funny. I love that she's positive. And well, I found inspiration in her video. First of all, I'm not doing exactly what she did because, of course, I am not ready to finish this yet. I just wanted to make some, because I feel that the more organized you are, the faster you can work on your projects. If you have to stop and make tags, if you have to stop and dye paper, if you have to stop and make embellishments for your pages, that's all going to stop you from moving forward and getting to your goal, which is you want to finish your journals to get them sold as a present, as a, whatever it is you need to do. And I feel that I want to do that. I want to organize myself to go quicker. So I haven't just been working on my scraps because, of course, it's a lot of time waiting on glue to dry and all this stuff like that. So what I did first was I got all of the itty bitty pieces of scraps that you have. Also scraps that you're like, why am I saving this? For what? I don't know. But not pre-made. These I kept them all separate because like, for instance, when I buy a new die, I want to come home and just start cutting paper. So this is how I end up with these. I need to stop that. Now, small pieces of paper like this. Small pieces of paper like this. Okay, so what I did first of all, I took out all of those little pieces and put them in a little bin. After I put them, actually it wasn't a little bin, it was a huge bin that I put all those little pieces in. So I took it out of my room and I set up a table in the living room to do it away from getting me overwhelmed with looking at everything else. So just to concentrate on those pieces of paper. So what I did was I took out all my punches. All of my punches, I laid them out on the table, and I started randomly punching shapes out of all of my punches. Now, like this. Just random pieces of paper. It didn't matter what side it was on. I just wasn't concentrating on that. I just wanted to bring the pile down. And I did. I brought quite a bit down. Smaller circles. I did little what are these, tickets. I made little tickets. And then, of course, I made these little folders out of the smaller file folders. I cut them down, and I just did a little hinge here. And very simply, I separated them by the shape. Of course, I'm not finished. These also need to be made files for. And I want to put the shape up here so that it's a little more easier for me to go through. And this is going to help me how? Okay, this is going to help me when I want to make clusters, when I want to make paper clips, or embellish paper clips, when I want to just a random shape that I need to put in a journal. I have it right here, and it's just that quicker. You could, you know, put the little shapes together, and you can make little clusters. I've never made those, but I want to start making them because I think they're so cute. I've seen a lot of women making them, and I want to try to make some of those. Okay, so after I did this at a secondhand store, of course, this was before I saw the video of Eva. When I go to secondhand stores, I like to buy things that are worth it. So I had purchased, and cheap, you know, you get more paper, you can, I had purchased, these are 9 3/4 by 15 1/2, and they're just regular big the yellow folders that you buy. And then I didn't know what to do with them. So when I saw the Bohemian Crafter, she was making these. I know I made something similar to this when I was pasting them together to make the journal covers. But that never went anywhere. I never made any more, and I just kept on storing my scraps. So this, in turn, is going to be totally different. I've already started, and the biggest thing, you're going to need a lot of glue. A lot of glue. I went through two of the big Aleene's tacky glue and the smaller, you know, the little glues that you buy here and there. I found that the Elmer's glue did not work very well. It warped the paper too much, and it was too much drying time. So then, another thing, when you do this, and you're gonna, let me see if I have another one here, and you have like the small pieces that you want to make stand out on your sheets. Let me just flip this over. There was a lot more than these, a lot more. Like these here, if you want them, always keep in mind when you're, I started with the bigger pieces of paper underneath, not overthinking anything. This was fun, and this was relaxing, and that's what I was wanting, I was looking for. Something that I wasn't going to get overly stressed out about. And so when I was making my boards, I kept in mind how big I wanted my tags. Okay, so why keep that in mind? Well, because if you're going to have, let's say, 4-inch tags, and you're, you know, putting this piece halfway, that's going to get cut. Let's say this was going to be your attraction piece. You would maybe want to put it in the middle, and so on and so forth. I made, let's see, I made 3 by 6, I made 4 by 6, different size tags. And I didn't stop there. I still have a lot of scraps left, but I have other things to make. I want to make pockets. I want to make the paper clips. There's a lot of other things to do. And from about 20 baskets of scraps of paper, yes, I said 20. It's crazy, but it's true. I'm down to just 9. So I'm doing pretty good. And I'm working on it little by little. And the very small pieces that you're going to put here and there, just keep in mind before you glue them down. I think that's the most important, you know. Or like if you're going to make the over the top, the longer tags that you could fold over the top of the pages, you know, would maybe put one upside down and then the other one, because that's what I want to do now. Put one upside down so where you flip it over, it's right side, and then the other, it's facing the right way, if I'm explaining myself. Then after I did this, I started cutting. Now, you can use whatever you want. I just used a ruler, a pencil, and a scissor. I measured out 4 or the 3, and then I cut them in long strips, and then I took it to my cutter and I cut them into whatever size that I wanted. Now, this is one of the sizes, and you can do whatever you want, but this is part of my organization. I wanted to have them on hand when I was making a journal, so that I can go through, pull a card. You can, and I'm going to leave them raw. I'm not finishing them on purpose. Because when you're making journals, you don't make the same colors all the time, and you could use different highlights, or if you want to stencil, if you want to put gesso, if you want to watercolor, if you want to stain it, if you want to. So I decided to leave them like this so that, you know, they'll be ready whenever let's say I want to make a yellow book. I look for something as close as possible, and then to the color, I take it out, I embellish it, stain it, well, stamp it, whatever you want, and then that made more sense to me. I also have the different color ones, and I'm okay. See, I was okay with this, how I got a half a circle here, and I was okay with it. And this being cut off, I don't mind that at all, because most of the time you could either shade it in and you won't even be able to tell, or put another embellishment over it, and you can design your tags however you want. What else? The other papers that I'm going to be making, if you don't have this size of this was just a deal I got, and I couldn't believe I got such a good price on this size of a folder. If you don't have them, you could always use your smaller folders. You can use 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, anything that, you know, when you go to Hobby Lobby, how they have the 50% off of the Paper Studio, you can get yourself a big pack of that and do it on the, you know, on the 12 by 12 papers. Then you have front and back. But what I really liked about this is that on the back I can journal. Someone can journal, and on the front I can do whatever I want from here. And I think that was a very, very good idea for that. I'm also going to be making different things. I want to cut these. Of course, the boards are going to look different because I'm going to concentrate more. I want to make the belly bands. I want to make the bookmarks. I want to, and have them also in different boxes for the different shapes, labeled and ready to go. I'm also organizing. I have bags and bags and bags of pieces of lace. That is another thing I need to tackle. I am doing my brads. My brads have been in a giant jar. Size, shape, color, you name it, it's all in there together. And my husband makes fun of me because every time I need a brad of a certain color or size, I have to dump it out, look through it. And so I'm dealing little by little, and I wanted to bring it to you. So maybe if you need inspiration, you need that little push to start organizing, it doesn't have to be overwhelming if you don't make it that way. Like I said, I take whatever project I'm working on, like all of my scraps, and I take them to the other room and I set them out and I just work on that so that I'm not looking at everything else. This is what has been helping me. And I just wanted to share with you that it really doesn't matter. At the beginning, I was overwhelmed, that I was just sticking and gluing and sticking and gluing, but um, I like how the tags came out. I've made the 4x6, 2x6, and then from there on I'm going to be making different sizes as tuck spots. You can make everything and have it readily available whenever you need it. You know, I think that's how you move forward, and you work on your problem. My problem is scraps, and I'm tackling that and everything else little by little. So I just wanted to come and show you a couple of things and see if if it helps you. It helped me out. Eva helped me out a lot. She has a lot of great organizational videos there, and so does Treasure Books Natasha. She's awesome with her tutorials, and she also has a lot of ideas for, because I'm picking and choosing different videos what I'm going to be making with my stuff. And if I were to turn this camera around, you would see all of my beads, and you would have a cow. But I'm going to work on that also. So I'm going to be positive, and I'm going to try to stay organized, and my plan is this isn't going to stop here. As soon as I get a good size amount of scraps, I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this, because this is better for me to store than the baskets and baskets and baskets full of just stuff. Because, yeah, this way I can be a little more productive, and also I can go quicker. It's better to look through ready-made tags than look through a box full of scraps that you just scratch your head and set it down again. But yeah, I am working on different ideas, different things to do. This is my random idea of just stamping on. You know how you mess up the papers in the oven, or they get too dark, or they get too light, or you end up with something that you don't know what to do with, and it's really dark. So I just flipped them over, and I just stamped random stamps. I colored these and circles, and I just stamped them and cut them out one day watching TV. And I think that will look nice on an embellishment of a tag. You could also color it however you want, and that's another way to use up your stamps and your pieces of paper. So those are my ideas for now. I have a lot more ideas that, and another thing is I've been writing stuff down. I'm good with that. I've been writing things down, and I've been saving the ideas that I'm getting out of these wonderful women on YouTube, and everyone. It's a win-win situation with YouTube. I love it. I love our crafting family, and I hope you get out there and get inspired too. I'm sticking with organizing because so far it's working for me, and I'm bringing the pile down. So I hope to have more videos like this. These are my plans, and I want to thank you for stopping by, and I hope everyone is doing good. I hope everyone is great. Stay safe, and again, thank you for stopping by.